All right, everyone, welcome back to Automotive Anatomy. Today we have James. James, thank you so much for reaching out. Thank you so much for making the time. Tell us, man, what do you drive?
So this is a 2000, obviously Honda. It's S2000, AP1 model. Not a whole lot left on this car.
Of it? Yeah, I noticed that.
I think.
So 2000 S2000. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So before we start this is quite a bit of amazing build because it's super wild, super cohesive. I love it. Let us know about you. When do you remember thinking, I like cars, this is my hobby, this is kind of what I want to do in my free time?
I mean, I've got an older brother, so I think even back as a kid, you know, sitting in the bedroom, drawing cars and putting them up on the wall. Everybody had a Lamborghini Countach up on the wall. So I think just admiring all the older guys and their cars, and back then it was like mini trucks, you know, like slammed up trucks. Like, oh, I'm gonna get one of those when I grow up. And
so mini trucking for you?
Yeah, I mean, I thought I would have one. I remember like at school seeing the guys pass by with the sounds and everything.
Gotcha.
Like, oh man, someday I'm gonna have that. But so yeah, I guess from an early age.
So it was just like, for you, it was more like mini trucks and things of that nature.
Yeah, I think that's kind of what was in like the late 80s, right? Early 90s, kind of when I was coming up.
You look younger than that, late 80s, okay.
Oh, I'm old, bro.
And so when it's time to get your first car, what becomes your first car?
So I originally wanted like a Volkswagen Bug, because that's kind of what people were doing.
Yeah.
So I started working when I was like 13, 14, because I wanted to like save up some money so I could be able to buy a car. I ended up buying a like a GTI, a black Volkswagen
what
GTI.
Year?
I think it was like a 84, 85. It was really nice looking, but I went to buy it, and at that point I didn't even know how to drive stick.
Okay.
So I bought the car for like $2,500, and then was like, oh yeah, how do I drive this thing?
How old were you?
15 when I bought it.
You just went by yourself to buy it?
My mom didn't know. Yeah, I saved up money. It was like $2,500, like everything I have. It ended up being a piece of crap. Yeah, I had like a cracked frame.
No
everything
way.
Was wrong with it.
Like that bad?
Yeah, I just kept putting money
Oh, man.
on that car.
Yeah, but you learn how to drive stick shift and you learn how to work on cars on that one, right?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, I learned how to spend a lot of every money that I had, right?
Well, I don't think things have changed. It just looks nicer now.
Pretty much, right? But yeah, and that car, ultimately, I had a buddy in the back seat that kicked at my amp or something under there, and a wire came loose and the car caught fire.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I ended up selling it for like $300.
Well, I'm glad you're okay, but wow.
Yeah, we ran out of the car, and the car
wild.
caught fire.
So what comes next?
After that, again, I think just the buddies I was hanging out with at the time, I ended up buying a Regal.
Oh.
I had an '84 Regal on Dayton's.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was I liked that, and then I had a Cadillac.
Oh, so you went that big body
so
type
I went that route for a little while. Then I had an Integra. I had a DA for a little while that got stolen.
Of course.
I had an EG.
Okay, so you got introduced.
My buddy stole that.
What?
Drunk EG. He took it and crashed that into a 7-Eleven, so totaled that car. Like, I haven't had many cars when I was younger that made it.
Okay, this one's gonna be a different one.
This is a different one.
Do not take it to your buddies with this one.
Yeah,
right?
no one gets to drive.
That's why there's
this
no passenger seat. That's
smart man. Yeah, nope, not getting in my car. Yeah.
So we fast forward. You've had quite a bit of cars, man. You've had little cars, big cars.
Yeah.
You know, pretty interesting cars. How do we stumble upon the S2000 and specifically this car?
Yeah, absolutely. So some buddies of mine, I think I was, you know, more into like drinking and hanging out and partying, and so I had buddies that were going to the racetrack, Alan and Tim. They were bothering me all the time, like, dude, you got to come with us to the track, come with us to the track. And I just was like, you know, I don't get it. I don't understand, like, why are you guys so pumped up about it? At that time, I had a GS 350 F Sport. I took that out, and that was fun. And then my buddy, Tim, I think he was trying to get me hooked and trying to get me to come out. So he let me drive his S2000. Then I was like, okay. And that's when you could, about 4 years ago, you could buy these cars for, I don't know, 10, 12,000, something like that.
Yeah.
Not anymore, but I thought, why not, right? started looking a little bit, couldn't really find anything good, and then this one came up for sale, which was like a guy named Jeff.
Oh, okay.
Had this car, and he wanted to buy our other buddy's car, so I ended up picking up this car.
Great.
And it had,
obviously it doesn't look like this.
well, it had a ton of stuff on it though, like a lot of suspension,
nice, okay.
a lot of stuff was already done, so it was kind of like jump in and learn, and I was really hard on the car, really hard on that car. Blew the motor, like bent suspension, like just send it.
So this is a whole different car now.
This is pretty much a whole different car, version 2.
Yeah, so let's go with the phase 2. What is the goal for phase 2?
Phase
daily
2?
Driver?
No, not daily driver. Oh man, it hurts your kidneys driving this thing. It's so stiff.
Hurts your kidneys?
Yeah, but no, I think the goal is just to become a better driver.
So let's talk about this beautiful car. Let's first start with the obvious, the elephant in the room. Beautiful color. What is the name of the color, and how did you decide on this color?
Yeah, so this is Porsche Lizard Green.
Nice. So you drive a Porsche?
I don't drive a Porsche.
It's practically what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to, right?
It's
funny, my wife sent me a text that her mom said, "Oh, I think I saw him driving." I'm like, it was probably probably a GT3. I mean, I see how you could be confused.
Yeah. Okay, and where'd you get it painted?
I painted it myself, actually. Yeah, decided during the summer break, started watching a bunch of YouTube videos and thought, man, I could do that. And I mean, I think it came out pretty good. It
looks great. No, it looks great. I can attest to it, man. It looks great.
But I don't know. I'm that guy where like I'm trying to do it myself. I feel like it's why not learn? Like never done it before, like until you've done it, right? So I think just watching a lot of YouTube videos, and said, what's the worst that could happen, right? Yeah,
and yeah, it looks great, man.
Thanks.
I absolutely love what you've done.
Thank you.
And it's hard. It's a hard choice to go with color, right?
Right.
Especially a bright green,
right?
Because it's almost like, well, if you don't do it right, it just looks tacky on a car.
Exactly.
You absolutely nailed it with the wide body, the flareness, and the wing. It looks so cohesive. It almost looks like they should have come in this color,
right?
But they had to look like this,
right?
If they just come in this color with no flares, it does look a little kind of different. But wow, it's absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you.
Kudos to that. Front end, what do we got going on?
Front end. So again, this is an AP1, but not much left on the car from the original. But that's a race bred splitter. Got a AP2 front bumper with the CR lip. Those are AP2 headlights. This will come up the hood. Those are the Aero Catch latches. Track spec hood vents. I think they look cool and they're functional. In terms of helping out with downforce and keeping that engine bay a little bit cooler.
Oh, it helps with downforce as well? Oh, cool.
Yeah, so you don't have air pushing up. It is able to escape. I guess coming down the side, these are a replica fender. I think they're made by Shine Auto, but they're the J's Racing fenders. Okay. I remember seeing those on other cars and thinking, man, I want to have those someday. And I picked them up from a guy for $200.
Great.
I mean, they had a hole in them, so I guess that's why they're discounted. But
okay. So this one you bought them like that?
Yeah, it came like that.
I'm sure you can find some vent.
Yeah, I mean, somebody could print them or whatever. Race car, right?
Race car.
But
No,
yeah, there were a lot of
you
holes.
can just say that you just do it so you can adjust your suspension. You know,
Yeah, or that
on
way
the
I
fly.
could check tires. Like, oh, yep,
You're not guessing if you're worn. You know,
Nope.
your tires are worn out. You know.
I can see them.
I can see them.
can see 'em
You got
right
the
there.
top view and the side view.
That's
yeah, I'm
right.
assuming that your favorite part is the side view of the fender where the tire is exposed,
It looks good.
like the rest of us. Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
I get you. Look at that.
Although that rubber down the side, nowhere else to go, I guess, but down the side. But whatever.
That
I
means
use
you're going
it.
fast.
I use it, bro. I use
That
it.
means you're going fast. Wow. And then flares in the back.
Those are ASM.
ASM flares.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
those are ASM.
And did you add the flares?
I did.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, added those flares.
Look at it's just yeah, you're moving quick in the track, man. I love how the car has all these battle scars.
Yeah, track patina.
Patina, there you go, track patina. And then the hardtop.
Hardtop is made by VIS. It came with the car, but the clear coat was really bad on it. So
Oh,
I
okay.
recently, sanded it down and
You did it yourself?
Mhm.
Oh my goodness, man.
and
That looks
re-cleared the top. So it looks a lot better now.
Yeah, I don't know what you do for a career, man, but maybe you should consider automotive restoring.
I don't know, man.
Start the singer of S2000s.
It's pretty hard. It's pretty hard.
It
So
looks great, dude. It looks like you're just really good at it.
I
like
give
that.
a lot of respect to that craft and people who do that for a living because it's really hard work.
Yeah, I can only imagine. Beautiful wing. Tell us what kind of wing and what size?
Yeah, so this is the Voltex Swan Neck. This is a 1700 millimeter, 7.5. So it's pretty deep.
Now, did you know it was going to fit this well, or you were just taking a leap?
I think just looking at so many different builds and so many cars, and again, I remember I think just that first time I saw it on someone's car, like, oh, I have to have it.
Yeah.
And wait, it costs how much? Oh man.
Maybe not now.
Yeah,
I can't have it now.
Costs more than my
Costs
first
up-
car. Okay,
It
and
was a GTI, man. Come on, like
I mean, but
it costs how much?
how much? Okay, just don't tell your wife.
No, man, that's crazy.
Yeah,
But it's a
these-
beautiful piece, and you took it to the track with the wing already, right?
Yeah, I just
Okay.
had my first, I guess, shakedown.
Okay. And how was that? How did you feel with the arrow?
Oh, it
Major
feels
difference?
Amazing.
Yeah?
Yeah. I mean, I'm still a little bit scared. Was just up at Big Willow, ran a 130.6, which is
Nice.
pretty fast. And yeah, I mean, it's definitely got some more in there. I did some adjustments on the settings of the coilovers and the wing. Did a little different angle on it. So I think as the weather cools down, definitely be able to get into those 29s.
Interesting. You mentioned you adjusted some coilovers. Tell us about the suspension. I feel like S2000s, when you don't add power, they're known for their handling. So
Right.
you a lot of the dudes that we've interviewed, they work on the suspension because they're great handling cars.
Right.
So tell us about the suspension. What have you done and what do you have?
Yeah, definitely. So the suspension that I run, the coilovers are the JRZ
Ooh.
RS Pros, and I've got those on 16K springs, front
Wow.
and rear.
Oh, nice.
Up front, in terms of the control arms, those are just factory Honda. I did replace everything on there only because of the age of the car and the amount of stress and pressure you put on it. You don't want those snapping on you.
It is a 22-year-old car.
It is.
It
I
doesn't
mean,
look like it.
This was actually built in August of '99, so it's
23.
one of the first S2000s that was ever made. I have a Carceps sway bar up front, and then I've got some race polyurethane bushings up top. I used to have, I think Belade Sports had the spherical bushing kit on this car, but it was worn out and old, and when I replaced everything, I figured, well, let me at least go on the factory rubber for a little while.
Gotcha. Wow, great, man. And tell us about the wheel and tire setup and braking system.
Yeah, for sure. So the wheels are the Titan 7 Evasive spec 52R, they're a 17 by 10 with an offset of plus 47.
And that's square setup, you said,
That's
right?
square front and rear. Tires are the Nankang CRS.
And what tire size are those puppies? Because they look great.
These are 255 40.
Wow. Square?
Square.
Wow,
Yeah, front and rear.
No rubbing?
A little bit of rubbing.
A little bit in the rear?
Yeah, now starting to rub a little bit.
Well, you're going on those trends like 100 miles an hour. It's definitely gonna have a little bit of sag somewhere.
But he said you could trim it out, but I figured I'll just rub it down.
Oh, hey, it's all the rubber.
Yeah.
No, you don't mess with the flare. You mess with the tire, and
yeah,
then
that's right.
It works out.
And the bumper will rub itself
There
out.
you go.
And then big brake kit is the StopTech C43. I don't know, heard a lot of people not, totally happy about that for some reason. I don't know. I haven't had any problems, knock on wood.
Okay.
So those work just fine for me.
So for now, those are gonna stay.
Yeah.
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 They look great. Yeah. All right, James. So what do we got going on in the lack of interior?
Yeah. So let's see. We've got that is a Sparco Halo Circuit 2 seat.
Wow.
Got the Sparco 6-point harness. It's a Buddy Club slider rail.
Okay.
Got a Sparco steering wheel, works bell, disconnect. I've got my AEM wideband, so I can keep an eye on that. Got the Defi management system that just shows me oil pressure, oil temp, coolant temps, speed, tachometer, everything kind of in one little spot there.
Wow. That's cool.
But I guess that's probably it. And then I'm on AEM Series 2 standalone
Oh wow. Okay.
ECU.
What kind of half cage would that be considered?
That is it's a Belade Sport. I think it's called like a triple diagonal.
It's welded, huh?
And it's welded to the car.
That's cool.
So it's pretty sturdy. And then I've got a 5-pound Halo or Halon, I think is what it's called. So it's not powder, it's gas. So in case anything ever happens with that, I know some people think that's kind of a big fire extinguisher, but
Until you need it,
you'll be asking for my help. So it's a little extra weight, but I don't know. I feel better having something a little bit more.
No, that's good, man. Yeah. Yeah. With your experiences, you're like, yeah, I'll put it in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Any future plans for interior?
I think
put it back?
The interior, actually probably paint it or, just clean it up, make it look a little bit nicer.
What color would you paint the interior?
Probably the same color, but it's just,
Oh.
it's kind of, just seen better days. But then I think, I don't know, whatever, right?
That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah. Did you paint the interior already?
I did not.
Oh, okay.
When I got the car, it was gray, and I don't know if I don't think it's factory. I think somebody at some point painted it gray, but
It looks like a different theme.
I mean,
yeah.
if anything, I'll probably gut it more down the road.
Is there more to gut?
I mean, door panels, I guess I don't really need those, and I can hollow out the door, and then a lot of people actually can take the dash out.
No, that's wild.
But then that's just, yeah. I kind of like it like that.
Yeah.
It's track, but I can still, I don't know, I still have a dashboard.
Look at that. What did you say? It was a J swap? No, it was K swap? No.
Oh, no. No K-swap. It's still
the 18?
F-Series. Although, this is my second motor I blew.
Beautiful.
The
You
first
blew the
one
first
was in
one.
there, but so this is the F22.
How do you blow up these motors? Aren't these like bulletproof?
Yeah, I think that one had probably 150 track days on it.
Oh, really?
It was a track car before I bought it,
Okay.
and then also I think I might have over revved it a little bit, and so it dropped the valve and destroyed the motor. And
9 wasn't enough. Let's try 10.
Enough. That's right. So I think it was it was just ready to go. Dropped the valve and ended up picking up a brand new short block. Then the head I got picked up from Portflow.
Okay.
So it's got the titanium retainers, and it's pretty. I guess supposed to be pretty strong.
Did you upgrade the springs, all that stuff?
Dual springs.
Okay. So you would say that the top head, the head,
Mm-hmm.
is actually built.
I mean, I guess. I mean,
So
it doesn't make
are
you
you-
go
are
any
you-
faster. I think it's more for protection.
Okay,
right?
okay. You're not gonna be one of those guys like, oh, it's stock. Okay, cool. And then you start naming everything that you replaced, which is the entire
that
engine.
you replaced in there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us. Okay, so you pretty much you have the
About 7,000 miles on this motor.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Pretty much factory, but you see I've got a coil red oil cooler to keep it cool.
Mm-hmm.
Runs pretty hot on track, so I got that. This little APR cool plate, I think, just to try to keep the air in there. And forged racing radiator, pretty thick, does pretty well. Not easily something you can find. The only place I found you can buy them in is like Malaysia, so it was in the car when I got it.
Oh, okay, okay.
I just picked up this Origin Fab coolant overflow, and then the catch can,
Gotcha.
because I definitely had a lot of smoke coming out the back, and then got the reservoirs for the coilovers.
Beautiful. Yeah.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
but pretty basic.
Pretty basic, huh? What's your exhaust system?
I just recently put on the HKS.
Okay.
I think it's called High Flow.
Sure.
I had a Burke on there for a long time, and it was time. It was so loud.
Mm-hmm.
It was distinct though. I definitely could tell it was my car. But yeah, it was loud. So now I'm getting used to this because I have just one track day on this exhaust, and it's super quiet.
All right.
Yeah.
Has the car been tuned?
The car has been tuned. Yeah,
Okay.
it's been tuned. Tuner is Bo Brown. He actually, it was funny you mentioned Singer. He's actually the tuner for Singer.
No.
Yeah, he used to work at AEM, so I
Wow.
figured if anyone you can trust, I'll go with him. But yeah, really good.
Really?
Really good with tunes, and super
Okay.
helpful. Like, come to the house, check stuff out. Just good guy.
That's awesome. Okay.
So shout out to Bo.
Yeah. And then the engine bay, did you do something with it, or that's just stock?
That stock, that was
Okay.
the color it was before, but when
Okay.
I did drop the motor out, like 2 years ago when I blew it, I resprayed the motor too, or the engine bay.
Oh yeah, it
And
looks
that
good.
was with a rattle can.
Looks good. It's
Yeah.
holding up very nicely.
Yeah.
Okay. And so you're still in pump, right?
Still on pump.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that potentially in the future? Tell us about the future plans for this.
I think, it'll, now that I'm aero, I mean, obviously want to chase down some times, get faster with that. Be patient, because I just, you always want to, what's next, even before you finish.
Mm-hmm.
But I definitely think there's some boost.
Ooh.
That'll be version 3.
Okay. Don't share all your secrets. I see. Okay.
No.
I like that. Okay, so boost is in the making.
Maybe.
E81 maybe. All that good stuff? E85. Sorry.
Probably E85, yeah. And then I've been watching videos on like water methanol injection.
Oh
and
my God.
keeping things clean, cool, and
Okay.
but that's down the line, right?
Yeah. For what it is now, it's great. Enjoy it. It's
Yeah.
keep as is, man.
Yeah, exactly. Reliability for sure.
Really. All right, James. Thank you so much for making the time, man.
Yeah, for
Absolutely, what a jewel of a car, man.
Thank you.
Keep building it. This is rad, man. I love
Thank
the
you.
fact that you're taking the time to build this S2000. There's so many ways you can cut the pie, but yeah, you have made it so it's distinct, because these cars, they have so much aftermarket support,
Right.
and for their purpose, they're for lack of better, they're sports car,
Right.
that you have added even more to it,
Yeah.
and you completely nailed it. So thank you so much
you.
for sharing your story
Appreciate
and inspiring others, man.
Yeah.
Any shout outs?
Shout outs for sure. I mean, I think number one's gonna be my wife.
Smart man.
Yeah, right. But
She
no,
knows
like,
how much the wing was.
yeah, exactly. No, we actually created a separate account, right? Just so she doesn't have to watch that money come in and out. But I mean, just my number one supporter and my biggest fan, always encouraging me to, you can do it. And then, again, I appreciate all the times I ask her to come out and look at the paint or look at that. And, she humors me all the time. So definitely appreciate her. I think just my original track buddies, Tim, Alan, Jeff, Howe, for kind of getting me out there and introducing me to the sport. I mean, it's changed my life. Last 4 years have been a blast, and looking forward to many more years and meeting a lot more people out there and all the fun that is. I think Alan and Chris and the guys over at Formula S, if you've got a Honda, that's the place to go for parts. OE parts, definitely the best price, great service. And then I guess probably all my sponsors. I don't have any sponsors.
What? I was waiting.
Just me.
I was like, okay.
Just me. So, and I guess, yeah, right. Last but not least, I want to thank myself.
That's good. Yeah, as you should. It's a
lot of work that goes into it, but I've learned a lot and it's been fun. And again, looking forward to the road down.
And just so people know, you didn't have any paint or restoring or anything skills prior to this.
YouTube.
So,
YouTube University.
Academy, man.
Yeah, for sure. I think you can. I don't know. I never did it before until I did it.
Yeah, and the paint looks great, dude. So,
thank you.
Yeah, congratulations. Good job on it, and great color choice. I really like it.
And thanks to Gus for the channel and for getting us out there. Appreciate that.
No, thank you guys, man. You guys are the ones that are making it happen. I'm just the dude holding the GoPro, man. So appreciate it, and I can't wait to see future events, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Can't wait to see what you end up doing with the engine. It looks like you may need a couple wider wheels. We'll see.
We may need them.
Maybe.
Yep.
Take it easy, James. Thank you so much, man.
Appreciate it.